What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite. This looks so tacky. Let me grab this shit right here. Hold on. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite. Don't mind those awkward sounds. Favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott. Oh my God! And as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about if a man truly. Let me fix that shit. If a man truly likes you, God damn. Can he ignore you? Okay, now if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I'll love you forever, along with the bell notification. And if you want a session with yours truly, okay, links are down in the description. Now, I want to give a well, actually, let me answer it. I'm going to say if a guy truly likes you, then no, he can't ignore you. And I will give several reasons on why that is. But firstly, I want to have a couple disclaimers when I say that. First off, I do think a guy could take you for granted, right? Because I think taking something for granted is very subconscious, or even if it's not, it slips under the radar very easily. For example, we take food for granted because we throw away all the food that we don't want to eat in the excess, and we don't save it all the time because you know why? It's so easy for us to get food in first world countries. It's very easy. I could just go walk into my kitchen or order something from Uber Eats or go down the street to a fast food, whatever, and eat. It's always available to me. There's no scarcity in it, right? Or you take today and tomorrow for granted. Why? Because you're not living today as if it's your last day because there's no reason to. You know tomorrow's going to be there, or for the most part it is. Statistically it is, you know? Or breathing. You have been breathing your entire life. So why, so you take breathing for granted. You don't have to think about it. You just breathe naturally, right? So you're going to take these things for granted. And I think the same thing happens with women. I think when men and women are too accessible, I'm not saying you can't see each other often. I'm not saying you can't talk to them. I'm not saying you can't do it often, right? Do as much as you want. I won't say as much as you want, but I feel like if every single time he reaches out, and 110% of the time you respond right like that, right? There's no reason for him. There's no scarcity, okay? So you can be taken for granted on accident. Number two, okay? You might not agree with me on this, sorry. Well, people don't agree with a lot of things I say in my videos, I see in the comments. I don't believe that a man should make a woman his number one priority. I think a man should make his mission his number one priority because when a man is on a mission, a man knows what he wants. A man has drive. A man has a course of action and a purpose. And I think a man with a purpose is a very, very good thing. A lot of you girls might not think that, or might not agree with me on this, but when you're messing around with those boys out there, yeah, they might have a job. Yeah, they might make decent money. Yeah, they might have friends and drink on the weekends and have their shit together. But I guarantee a lot of them don't have a mission, a drive. Yeah, he might have that routine where he wakes up and goes to work or goes to school and rinse and repeat and goes and hangs out with his friends. But does he have a drive? If a man doesn't have a drive, he doesn't know what he wants, okay? So trust me on this. You could be the second priority, you could be the third priority, okay. But a man's mission, a man's purpose should be his first thing, okay? So with those two things being said, can a man ignore you if he truly likes you? And in my opinion, I would say if a man likes you, he should not, for the most part, probably not, ignore you. And the reason for that is if a man truly likes you, he won't put himself in a position to lose you. And if he's ignoring you, there is a reason. Okay, and when I say ignoring, I'm not talking, ignoring is actually, I would say, a stronger word, right? Ignore is pretty harsh. It's pretty dead end because pulling away is, there's still some contact there. You're not sure, okay? Pulling away is pretty bad too, but taking you for granted, for example, is like all these things I think are better than ignore. If he's ignoring you, he's making it pretty damn clear that you're down on the priority list, that he doesn't care about losing you, and or that he doesn't respect you. Because if he's ignoring you, he's doing it out of spite, let's say, he knows he has power in the situation and that you're not going anywhere, right? Because, I mean, unless you give him a reason to think otherwise. I mean, if he's ignoring you and you pull away, and okay, then that's one thing. But a lot of guys, they're either ignoring a girl because they're just done with her, right? Or they want to show her a lesson. And if it's the latter, then he really does have power over you, because if he does that bullshit and you stick around, it is what it is, right? So, like I was saying, I don't think a guy, if he truly likes you, he would ignore you, right? Because he's put himself in a position to lose you. And when a guy does like you, I mean, this is just logic. When a guy does like you, there should be an investment involved. There should be a purpose for your interactions, right? And that's probably progressing, moving forward, escalating and things like that into something else. But you can't have that unless you have an investment. And of course, the opposite of investment is I'm ignoring your ass. So I would say if a guy truly likes you, unless he's just petty and he's ignoring you out of spite, or he's just petty, even if that's the case, I would drop the guy like a bad habit. Okay, that guy's just not worth it. No reason to play games. He needs to learn his lesson. I truly wish women, I need to start a fucking movement. I really wish women would have the backbone. Not saying you all don't, but a lot of women, I wish, would just grow a backbone and just tell a guy to fuck off. Just like, because they do what they do because maybe not you, but he's done it to a prior girl and it's worked, or he's got away with it, or she chased, or something like that. Guys are conditioned to do what they do. Trust me on this. Think of it like this. You're going to think this is drastic and this is dramatic, so I'm using it as a dramatic analogy. But if every girl, like, I'm going to give a better analogy. The dollar in America is worth $1 because we all agree it's $1. Okay? We as a big group agree that it's $1. If we did not, then it would not. We would just say, no, you know what? I don't want to trade this for $1. If we start trading it in terms of a different value, then or bargaining or whatever, then it's going to have a different value. So if every woman in America were to say, you know what? I'm not going to date a guy unless he rubs his face in dog shit. Guess what? You're going to see guys rub their face in dog shit. Now, of course, if there's some women who are like, no, that's stupid, then guys shouldn't go after those type of women because they don't want to rub their face in dog shit. But if every woman fully agreed, now, of course, this would never happen because it's hard to get everyone to agree on this, because advantages, right? If you're the woman who says, no, I don't agree with that, then you're going to have advantage over the girls who do agree with that. That guys should rub their face in dog shit. But if every girl truly agreed, hey, rub your face in dog shit or I'm not dating you, you're going to have guys rub their face in dog shit. That's the reality. Okay, now I don't recommend you all do that, but it's the truth. So I think if more women just told a guy to screw off and called a guy out for his bullshit, despite the fear of losing him, or not just doing it for women, for a stand for women, instead of just saying it instead of holding back and biting your tongue out of fear of losing him, I guarantee it would happen over a long scale, over a long period of time, it would happen less, right? I think women need to start calling out men more. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. Sum it up, if a guy likes you, I don't think he would ignore you because he's putting himself in a position to lose you, and there is no gain out of that, okay? So with that being said, ladies, I love you. Take care. If you haven't subscribed yet, please, buttons down below, and link in the description if you want a session with yours truly. Love you. Take care, and